I'm Olivia, and this is Olivia Loves Books. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I thought I would talk to you guys about the 26 books I'm wanting to get to in 2026. Most of these books are just books I've had on my shelf for a number of years, and I want to get them off, whether I unhaul them or I love them. They might be 5 stars. We will see. A couple of them haven't been on there as long. I just really want to get to them soon, so I've added them on there as well. So let's get started. The first book that I'm going to talk about for the 26 books I'd like to get to in 2026 is Dead Silence by S.A. Barnes. This is a sci-fi horror, which is what drew me to it. I've never heard of a genre bend between sci-fi and horror before, or at least I've never seen it besides maybe like movies. But this one is about a girl who is upon this abandoned ship, and I think she's wanting to salvage it for scrap, and things are not as they seem. There might be some creepy alien predators on, or maybe it's ghosts, I'm not sure, but I really want to get to this. I think it sounds really, really good, and I've heard good things. The second book that I would like to get to sometime in 2026 is Lisa Joel, None of This Is True. I have read a couple of Lisa Joel books. If I remember them, I will toss them up on the screen. I know The Night She Disappeared, and I think the other one was Then She Was Gone. Both were 5-star reads for me. I love Lisa Joel. She's really good at creeping me out, so I know that I can get good things from this. I just have not felt drawn to it for whatever reason, and I want to read it. I've had it for a couple of years on my TBR now, so I'd like to knock it off. The third book I'd like to get to in 2026 is The Diviners by Libba Bray. I have had this on my TBR for a long time. You can no longer get these gorgeous hardcover editions anymore, which sucks, so I won't be able to collect the same edition in hardcover, but I just had to get it. It reminds me of Great Gatsby. It's so beautiful. But this is about a group of people who have magical powers. They come together to help solve a crime, and I think it's set in like the 1920s, so like the flapper era, which explains the beautiful cover. This is one of my favorite covers of all time. I have started this book twice and I have not continued, and it's not because I didn't like it. I think it was more me, not the book, because I love true crime. I love anything about killers, and this one, honestly, from what I remember, it did creep me out quite a bit. You get the killer's perspective in here as well, which always is unsettling for me. Yes, I would like to read this in 2026. I think it's going to be a 5-star series for me, so I want to get to it. The fourth book I'd like to get to in 2026 is Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Once again, this has been sitting on my shelves for a while. I think I would like to read it in the summertime. It looks like a good summertime read. I love Taylor Jenkins Reid. Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo is one of my all-time favorite books. I also really enjoyed Daisy Jones and the Six, so I have faith that this will be amazing. I think it's set in the same world as Evelyn Hugo, because I think the dad in this book, McRiva, I think is what his name, he was in the Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. So I would love to get to this. I love Taylor Jenkins Reid, and I think it'll be 5 stars. The fifth book I would like to get to in 2026 is Carrie Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Once again, I love Taylor Jenkins Reid. I know she can pull this off for me. The only reason I haven't felt drawn to this book is I need to read Malibu Rising first, because Carrie Soto is a character in Malibu Rising, but also about tennis, and I don't really know much about tennis. I'm not a huge sports person, so I'm unsure whether I will like this or not, but I love Taylor Jenkins Reid, so I think I may. The sixth book I would like to get to is a more recent book on my shelf, The Sirens by Amelia Hart. I read Wayward this year, and that was my all-time favorite book of 2026. I really desperately want to get to this one. This is her second book, and it's about mermaids. So I love mermaids. I love anything about mermaids, always have since I was a little girl. I don't know much else about it. I don't think I want to. I didn't know much about Wayward going into it either, besides it was witchy. I want to go into this just thinking it's about mermaids. I think it follows different generations of women, just like Wayward did, and I'm all for female empowerment. So The Sirens by Amelia Hart. This is my sixth book I would like to get to in 2026. The next book I would like to get to in 2026, the 7th book, is going to be Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. I would also like to get to Onyx Storm if I finish this one, so that way I'm prepared for the 4th book whenever it comes out. I think it will either be late 2026 or early 2027. I heard Rebecca Yarros was taking a break from this series so she could write some other books. I know she writes contemporary romances as well. I haven't tried those yet, but I loved Fourth Wing last year. It was, I think, my all-time favorite book of the year last year. I know it's pretty basic. A lot of people love Fourth Wing, but there's a reason for that. The dragons in here is what makes it for me. I haven't loved dragons this much since Game of Thrones. So that is high praises for me. I mean, yeah, it's a little corny, a little cliche, kind of predictable, but I still love the characters and I love the dragon so much, and I want to see what else she's going to do in this series. So I want to continue. I have read like 100 pages of this and put it down. Again, I think it was me, not the book. This year has been the worst reading year of my life. I think I've only read 25 books this year, which is unheard of for me. Normally I read at least 100 books a year. I've talked to you guys about it. I'm not going to get into too much detail, but I suffer from really bad chronic migraines. It gets to a point where I can't really focus very well and I can't read, especially physically read. I used to do audio books at a very low volume, but I haven't been able to pay attention to that either. So I'm trying to get back into my reading. I'm getting excited about reading again. I've been reading books quicker. I've been physically reading a lot more than I used to. I think that's also slowed me down. Audiobooks I can just blow through. I don't think it makes a difference whether you listen or you read, as long as you are enjoying a good story. But I prefer physically reading when I do get to. There's just something about holding a book in your hands that really makes it for me. But yeah, Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. I would like to read this in 2026. The 8th book I would like to get to in 2026 is Happy Place by Emily Henry. I love Emily Henry. This is the only one I have on my shelf that I have not read yet. I'm a little intimidated by it, I'm not gonna lie. That's why I've put it off. I've heard it's different than her typical romance, and that's what I enjoy most from her. I also read Great Big Beautiful Life this year, and that is in my top rankings of favorite books of the year. Reminded me a lot of Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Not that she copied, the story was totally different, but it was the same vibe, same premise, and I think she did it so well. And a lot of people haven't liked that because it's not her typical romance, but if I enjoyed that, I have no fear of not enjoying this. I think that Emily Henry is an excellent writer, and she just excels at making characters that you love and you remember for the rest of your life. So I'd really like to get to this in 2026. The 9th book I would like to get to in 2026 off my TBR is Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. This will be a reread for me. The reason I'm counting it is because honestly I've forgotten most of what happens in this. I just remember that I really, really loved it. It was different than anything I'd read before. It reminded me a lot of the Mortal Instruments series by Cassandra Clare. Just the setting and it's YA, but it is totally different than the Mortal Instruments. But I remember enjoying it, and I have the second one on my shelf as well, and I would like to get caught up in this series and continue it. So Legendborn by Tracy Deonn I would like to get to in 2026. The 10th book I would like to get to in 2026 is Fearless by Lauren Roberts. I read Powerless this year and I really, really enjoyed it. I also read the second book in the series, Reckless, and I enjoyed both of those. So I really want to get to Fearless. I just fell off of reading the series. My fault, not the series. It was still so good. I love Peyton as a character. She's excellent. So I really want to continue this series in 2024. I also have Fearful, and I want to read that as well. It's a novella addition to this series. So I just want to knock it off, be done with the series. I can start fresh. I'm trying to my goal for 2026 is to reduce the amount of series I'm currently in the middle of in 2026. The 11th book I would like to get to in 2026 is American Royals by Katharine McGee. I've had this on my shelves for a while now. I don't remember the synopsis very well. I just remember it was like, what if America had a royal family? How would that look? How would that play out? And that sounds good to me. I love the Princess Diaries. It doesn't take much to please me, and I've heard great things about this book, so I want to give it a go. The 12th book I would like to get to in 2026 is Tokyo Ever After by Amika Jean. This is kind of similar to American Royals, as it's giving Princess Diary vibes. It's about a girl who doesn't know that she is a royal, and then she is summoned and she is going to be a princess. And it sounds cute. I've heard great things. I want to give it a go, and I want to get it off my shelves. The 13th book I would like to get to in 2026 is Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. I love Abby Jimenez. She's one of my favorite authors. I've read all of her books. This is the most recent one that has came out, and it's the one I haven't gotten to yet. And I know she does have another book coming out in 2026, so I want to read this before that one. I love Just for the Summer, Yours Truly. I love many Abby Jimenez books. They're almost all 5 stars for me. Some might be 4 or 3, but they're always a good time. And she, once again, just like Emily Henry, is really good about writing characters that you fall in love with. And I think this is about a veterinarian, and I love dogs, if I haven't made that clear in all of my other videos, so I know I will enjoy this. The only thing that's putting me off on this, and the reason I haven't gotten to it yet, is I've heard it's kind of insta-love, and I don't like that. I love a good slow burn romance, but I trust Abby Jimenez to pull it off for me. This is the 13th book I would like to get to in 2026. The 14th book I would like to get to in 2026 is A Sea of Unspoken Things by Adrienne Young. I love Adrienne Young. I haven't read her oldest works. I have them on my shelf and I would like to get to them soon. Fable, the Fable series, I'm not sure what it's called. I haven't gotten to that yet, but I would like to. But I love these more mystery type series. She's very good at making her books feel very atmospheric. It really sucks you into the location, the plot, and she also is really good about making good characters. And I think this is about a twin who has recently lost her other twin, and she finds out that there is something amiss. I don't know any more about it, but I also don't want to. I kind of want to go into this blind. I want to see what Adrienne Young has in store for me. I trust her to pull it off. The 15th book I would like to get to in 2026 is The Stolen Heir by Holly Black. I loved the Cruel Prince series. This is a spinoff about, I think, Carden's brother, Oak. I can't remember if it's Carden or the girl. I can't remember her name right now. I'm blanking. Which sibling it is. But I know it's Oak, and I love the Cruel Prince series, so I would love to revisit this world, and I want to get it off my TBR so that way I can know if I want to buy the second in this series or not. The 16th book I would like to get to in 2026 is Amari and the Night Brothers by B.B. Alston. I started this a couple years ago and I put it down. I like middle grade. I'm not in love with middle grade. I think I have grown past it, but I've heard that this one is one that adults and children alike can love, and I was loving it when I did read it. Once again, it was me and not the book, so I want to give it another shot so that way I can pick up the second one and continue this series. It was really cute. It kind of reminded me of like Men in Black. It's about this girl who finds out her brother, who has recently passed away or is missing. I can't remember if he's dead or if missing, but he was part of this secret society. She gets intertwined in the secret society because she's trying to figure out what's happened to her brother, and she may or may not have magic as well, which makes it interesting. So I want to read this. The 17th book I would like to get to in 2026 is Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross. I read Divine Rivals a couple of years ago and I really enjoyed it. I don't remember if it was 5 stars or not, but I do think it was at least 4. It's a duology, so it's quick to finish. I want to continue it, see what happens within this story, and finish out this duology. 18th book I would like to get to in 2026 is Homicide in Hollow Hollow by Mia P. Mansala. Sorry if I mispronounced that. I read Arsenic and Adobo a couple of years ago. It was one of my book of the month picks and I adored it. I thought it was so good. It was a pleasant surprise. I wasn't sure. It was my first foray, I guess you could say, into cozy mystery, and it was a hit. So I want to read this, see what it's got in store for me. I loved the main character in this book and I loved all the side characters. There was kind of a love triangle going on, if I remember correctly, from Arsenic and Adobo that I was very interested in. Her friend was a really good character and her family was amazing. So I want to get to this and finally read it. I have lost count of what book I'm on at this point, so I'll just throw it up on the corner. The next book I would like to get to in 2026 is House of Hollow by Crystal Sutherland. I've had this book on my shelves for a little bit. It's not very big. There's no reason that I couldn't knock it out. And it is, I think, a little bit of a suspense, maybe a horror, but I think it's YA, so it shouldn't be too scary. I don't like anything too scary. I'm a bit of a chicken. But it's about these sisters. I just knocked myself in the face. It's about these sisters who go missing in these woods behind their house, if I'm not mistaken. and then they show back up and nobody really knows what's happened, but they're different, and I think it's us finding out what happened. But yeah, so I would like to read this in 2026. The next book I would like to read in 2026 is another reread, Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. I want to reread this in order to continue on in the series. I think at this point I've forgotten the majority of what's happened in this book. I remember that the main character's name is Evangeline Fox. She has pink hair, and she is very, I want to say, gullible and easily influenced, easily manipulated, maybe that's the right word. She is convinced that her true love, who she thinks is her true love, is about to marry her sister, and that he is being made to do so, being blackmailed or something like that, and she wants help with it, so she goes to one of the fates of this world, which I think is in the previous series, Caravel. Jax, he is, if I'm not mistaken, the King of Hearts, and he tells her that he will help her, but there's a catch. I think it's like she has to give 3 kisses at any time, any place, any person of his choosing, within a certain amount of time, and he will help her with her true love. But things go a little bit haywire, and I just remember I really enjoyed Jax as a character. Evangeline Fox wasn't my favorite character I've ever read, but I did find her intriguing, and I wanted to know what else was going to happen in this series. So yeah, that'd be the next one. The next book I would like to read in 2026 is The American Roommate Experience by Elena Armas. I read The Spanish Love Deception a few years ago, and it's one of my all-time favorite romance books. It was so good. I've reread it like 5 times. And I've had this one ever since I read that one. And I've tried to read it like 3 times, and for some reason it just does not stick. So I want to give it one more go. I do give myself permission to DNF any of these. I just want to give them a shot before I decide to do that. And I want to give this one another go just because I love The Spanish Love Deception so much. And I did love this character. Her name is Rosie. She was the best friend of the main character in The Spanish Love Deception, and I adored her in that. So I want to see what her story is and give it a real shot. The next book I'd like to read in 2026, Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. I read Six of Crows this year, and I loved it. And before I forget everything that happened, I would like to go ahead and wrap this duology up. I want to see what happens. Kaz Brekker is one of my favorite characters that I've ever read. He is very interesting. I would also like to get to the Shadow and Bone series at some point. I read the first one, loved it. Started the second one, never continued. So I would have to reread Shadow and Bone as well, but that didn't make the list. But maybe. Like I said, my goal for 2026 is to try and complete as many series as I can and get them off of my TBR. That way, if I don't like them or don't like the way they end, I have more room on my shelves, because I am currently at max capacity. But yeah, so The Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. Along the same premise, the next book I have is Glow by Raven Kennedy. I loved Guild. I started it either last year or the year before. These books are super chunky, so it's time consuming, but I still remember what happened in Gleam. I don't know how you could forget that, so I want to pick this up before I forget everything and continue on in the series. I don't think there's many more after this one. I think there might be 2 more. And then I'll be caught up, and I think it's done. I loved Oren, I don't know how you say her name, and Slade. I love their love story. I just love this. I wouldn't mind rereading it, honestly. I will reread it at some point, but as of right now, I just want to continue with Glow, move on. I think the next one is called Gold, and then Goldfinch is the last one, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I want to wrap up this series in 2026. Another book that I've had on my TBR for a while, Bunny by Mona Awad. I have heard amazing things about this book. Like I said, I'm not really a horror reader. I'm a bit of a chicken when it comes to stuff about that, but this one just sounds very intriguing. It's about a girl who's kind of a loner, but she moves to this new school, and there's these very weird girls. They're like the preppy leaders of the school, Mean Girls vibes, but they call each other Bunny, and it's giving like cult vibes, and I want to know more. I'm very intrigued by this. I know there's a second book that just came out this year as well. I've not heard great things about the second book, so I don't know if I'll read the second one. It might just be Bunny for me, and then that's it. Let me know what you think, if it's worth it or not. But yeah, so Bunny I would like to get to in 2026. And then these last two books that I'm going to talk about have just been on my shelves for a while. I don't want to get them off. I have The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. This is just a little rom-com. I think it's about a girl who can see ghosts. I've heard amazing things about Ashley Poston. I'm not sure how you say that. And I just want to give her a shot. I have another one on my shelf by her too, the 7 Year Slip. I would like to knock both of those off, but I want to start with The Dead Romantics because I've had it the longest, and I think this is her first book. And then the last one I would like to get to in 2026 is The City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty. I have had this on my shelves for a couple years now. Might even be longer than a couple years, and I have heard amazing things about the series. I know that it is a fantasy about a girl who lives in Cairo. There's Jen. I love any type of Egypt setting. I adore it. So I think I will really love this. I just gotta be committed, sit down, and be prepared for a chunky book. But there's 3 books in this series if I'm not mistaken, maybe 4. And I want to read it. I also have Amelia Earhart. I can't remember. The pirate ship that she has, if I remember, I'll pop it up on the screen, written by S.A. Chakraborty. She just released it not that long ago. I'll pop it up. But I would like to get to that as well because I've heard amazing things about S.A. Chakraborty. But I want to start with City of Brass because I think this is the one that I will love the most. It seems very much my vibe, and I wanted to give it a shot. Once again, guys, I'm sorry if I'm very low energy and not stumbling over my words too much. I'm trying to get better about that. I will hopefully get better the more I record. But also, like I said, I have a little bit of a headache. I tend to struggle to get my words out whenever I have headaches. But I don't have a migraine. It's just a little bit of a headache. But anyways, I just wanted to come and tell you guys my 26 books I would like to get to in 2026. If you guys wouldn't mind, please like and subscribe, leave me a comment, let me know any other videos you would like to see from me. I'm willing to do whatever you guys would like. I can give you a bookshelf tour. I'm planning on doing another vlog. I'm at least going to try and do one a month. I just don't have too much that happens in my day-to-day life that I think you guys would find worth watching. I've been trying to get in the habit of recording myself when I read more, which is a struggle, so bear with me. I did start my wheel book a couple nights ago, so I'm going to try and get that done before the end of December. I don't know for sure if I'm going to like it or not, so we will see. Maybe it'll turn around and it'll be great. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. These are the 26 books I would like to get to in 2026. Let me know which ones you think I should prioritize if there are any. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!